Rain on my sleepy Sunday? How could they? Okay, I'm gonna check my mail later because it's pretty close to time for Joan to be leaving. So I want to make sure I get my turnips. Talk with Pinky though. It's just gonna keep on raining forever, isn't it, Paco? What's up? Slightest. Brought something from I can take care of it. I'll have to put, like, my slingshot away into my letters or something. I know I don't need the slingshot all the time, especially where I barely shoot down the balloons. It's like, I can just do that. Because I need to get out some money. I do still have 10 spaces, and that's probably all I'm gonna buy, is 1,000. Also, my voice sounds a little sleepy. I just woke up from a nap. I know what you're thinking. Why are you napping this early in the day? Because I was trying to just stay up. I was just gonna stay up until like 8, and then try to stay up then until like 3. And I was just like, I can't. I need a nap. If I get out 50,000, but let's get out 74,000. That'll leave me with a good little chunk afterwards. Okay, now let's go find Joan. It'd also be really nice so I could find Penelope in the meantime. Give her this thing. And then maybe she'll give me like a fruit that I can just munch. Alrighty. Joan. Where are you, Joan? But I want to help you with your flea. I can just release it though, so that's fine. Barbara. Barbara, you have another flea. Now, I'm not gonna tell anybody, but you do seem to have a problem. Do you need help? Why? Did you just pick a flea off me? Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I hope you don't think that happens all the time. It kinda has been. Do you like need some shampoo or something? Like... Ooh, she's moving in over here. Alright, I can make that work. There's Paula. Hey, get this. I'm ranking people in Oracle who seem like they'd be good at... Caporia? We're starting with self-evaluation. Eventually we'll hold a tournament to figure out who's the real champ. I don't even know what it is, so like... Dead last. Jeez, timid much? I mean, I guess I sort of understand how you might feel that way. Like, you might end up facing off against Pinky. That'd be scary. Am I prying too much? Okay, well, thanks for the input. Keep your eyes open for further sports news, sister. I don't even know what that is. That's part of it. It's like, I don't know. I can't know if I would be good at something when I don't even know what that something is. There's Joan. Hey, girl. Alright. 101. Alright, I'm buying. I'll buy 1,000. I'm not gonna go more than 1,000 just because, like... I don't really need the bells, is the thing. Also, man, I am really loud today. I just look over at the peaks and I realize I'm like hitting my my noise suppression very easily. I could just move the mic a little further away. It's kind of a problem with just waking up is voice control is not as easy. And my brain still just wants to talk louder when recording, because that's what I had done for so long. It is rather funny how, like, when I just wake up and my voice is so just, like, a bit deeper than normal and all that, like, it doesn't get, like, What's this one for Margie? Okay. Like, my voice doesn't really get as sore as easily. Oh, another from our quote-unquote mom. May as well start with it. You'd actually help me with housework today. If only it could always be like this. Alright, it is Mother's Day. We got our first carnation. You seem to have been raising this flower extra careful, and it finally bloomed. I have to celebrate with someone, so I'm sharing this with you. But don't tell anyone, or else I want one. Alright. Yeah, it's an orange rose. You know, we do have somewhere perfectly safe to put the carnations, plant. And we could also just put the rose here. Bam. Okay, now I can finally get on with daily routine stuff. I think there was a big spot down here. Yes. I wish I had something to, like, yap about, but I haven't really done anything. I basically just spent my day trying to stay awake. It's like I was just doing activities to help myself stay awake. Though I didn't play Sinzo Solar Empire. Maybe I should have. That might have actually saved me from having to take a nap. I know when I do go to sleep later, and I will be going properly to sleep, I did not nap long. That's what I was going for with that, and my brain just went lap. I was like, what? Brain. You can't just combine words and make new ones. That's not how this works. Though I am me. I do that for fun, so... Mostly because it's just kind of funny to, combine words, make new ones. I know you're probably expecting me to be like this, and I'm sorry. My brain is a mix of exhausted and just waking up. It's not a great time. I suppose there is one thing I can kind of yap about, and I can't remember what it's even called. What, Canvas, that's what it's called. Any of y'all dealing with school probably know that Canvas has basically been under ransomware attack for a while now, and basically a lot of schooling is really struggling at the moment because it's a program used by schools to basically do their digital coursework and stuff. And man, do I feel like that's the perfect example of why schooling shouldn't have gone 100% digital. Like, it's just a bad idea. Like, I'm in the same camp with that, with like medical records. They should never be digital. At least 100% digital. Hey, Steven. Here you are in my house. I'm really flattered to have you here, amigo. What's going on? What's the latest? Steven, I don't need to stay in any official records, but I'd like to be a person who lives up in people's memories. If I can encourage or cheer people up by being someone they always remember, that'd be great. I mean, yeah, I can get on with that. But, like, paper records should always be, like, the king. Just because, like, they're not something you can easily hold for ransom, you know? Like... We don't need no Yu-Gi-Oh! Malice getting all up in here and flipping over their red ransom. Like... We got today's Mother's Day. You might be too shy to say thanks, Mom, on a regular day, but make sure you tell her today. She'll greatly appreciate it. I say as I didn't even remember it was Mother's Day. I don't remember random days. I'm really bad at it. The Rano. Bang. Really focused on running. I was really focused on running. I ran and ran and ran, and when I looked up, I was in this town. How far I ran? Maybe 100 miles or so? I just need to rest my old muscles for a bit. Alright, Tank. Have a good one, man. I've seen him around. I know I saw him in City Folk. I know he's like one of the oldest villagers, too. I've kind of learned over time that you can kind of tell the old villagers by, do they have some sort of hat accessory? A lot of the original ones had something on their head. At least that's what it seems like. Definitely more of them had something on their head than like newer ones did. Hey, Gemrock. But yeah, I actually ended up getting into a discussion with somebody over that, and as you guys who have interacted with me know, I am really bad at times at actually like articulating things in a way that makes sense. So like, we were on the same page, and I was kind of trying to get this person to see that, but I was doing such a bad job that it took a while. Where like, we both were basically on the same page of like, it's good to have those online digital, you know, means for those who need it. You know, you should have ways to accommodate everybody. And some people need online digital learning because they can't be in the building. For whatever reason. It could even just be they got sick. Like, or it could be they have, you know, horrific anxiety and just cannot be at the building, but they still deserve an education, you know. Good morning, Muffin. Rain can be so gloomy sometimes, but that's fresh in the air. Can I help you? Let's chat. Give me your honest opinion. How's my outfit look? Cute. Oh, Muffin, you're too kind. It's nice to hear that, even if it does make me blush a little. And we basically came to a pretty solid analogy as to what, you know, both of us kind of felt about it, using an elevator. Where it's basically a case of like, yes, the elevator should exist for those who need it, but not everybody should be forced to use it. Because it, you know, just because some people need an elevator doesn't mean that an elevator is the best way to get between A and B, and that everybody should be using it. Honestly, I feel people who do deal with elevators all the time would probably tell you stairs are probably more efficient. Elevators basically just exist for those who can't use the more efficient stairs. Which is fine. Like, they should be there for that. And I will fight tooth and nail that that should be there for the people who need it. Because they need it. You know, like... But, like, I don't want to be forced into using an elevator just because somebody else needs it. And, you know, if I was still in school, I would hate having everything be digital. It would be so frustrating to deal with just... everything's always online, and, like... just no... Mo! Hey there, Steven. You know, work of the day, do some shopping. So you look like you're up to the same thing. Remember to spend all your money in one place. I already kind of did that with Joan. Yeah, like, It's very much just one of those things where technology is not the solution to people's problems. And it would be really nice if they would realize this. Like, technology's good. And, you know, again, that sort of stuff should exist for those who need it. And at my school, it did. Like, so I'm going to take a peek through the museum to see if I can find Penelope in here, maybe. It's also just nice to see all the completed fossils. But, like, if you got hurt and you couldn't get to school for a while, they had laptops that you could take home with you that could just be loaded up with everything that you would need. They wouldn't be able to connect to your home Wi-Fi. They couldn't even really connect to the school Wi-Fi. You know, they just existed as basically a little learning book. But that was an option. And when you got back to school, you know, you could either while you were injured or sick or however you needed to be out for, you could basically just put stuff on a USB key and email it to like the relevant teachers. Or when you got back to the school, you gave them the... Ooh, for a second I thought the game had crashed. You gave them the you gave them the laptop, and they would then just print off all of your work. Like, it's a system that worked. There's O'Hare. There's Margie. Oh, hi, Bucko. What a coincidence meeting you here. What's on your mind? Let's talk. I like looking at insects, too. They're fascinating to watch. It's a glimpse into a whole other world. I mean, yeah. Look at this little world going on here. You can fly up there. Give it time, we'll get a mosquito. And then it'll be extra annoying in there. Okay, there's already 2 villagers here. I don't think there can be more than 2 villagers in the museum. I could be wrong on that. So Penelope's probably somewhere. And we got Henry. Can talk with hens. Yeah, Steven, how you doing? Came to hang out in Oracle today, snooze it. Yeah, I'll come into the Able Sisters through La Belle. I do really need to buy more stuff from here. Like, it's just something I need to do. I only have 4 spaces. I might be back. Maybe. Kinda tempted to come back and just buy literally everything. Well, there's Vic. I don't need Vic. Well, Steven, welcome. Like you sewing machines? I mean, no, I'm good. I just want to chat. What might you be shopping for today? If you're gonna do some clothes shopping, just let me know. I'm just talking with my girls. Okay, there's Barbara again. Still no Penelope. That's the problem. I kind of need Penelope. This isn't like I want to find her. I kind of need to find her. So maybe she was just down on the beach. Maybe she's not even up yet. It's possible. This town is pretty big, so, you know. Really trying to think of things to continue yapping about, and I cannot think of anything. I would like a coffee, as I have a kind of fresh coffee right here. Um, I don't know. It is gonna feel really weird not, like, exercising before I go back to sleep. I could just do, like, some free exercise, I suppose. Because I've already done up my fitness boxing. I did it up before I went to sleep, kind of thing. Like, okay, I did it up before I had a shower, and then stayed up an extra, like, 3-4 hours, and then went to sleep. Yeah, it would have been 3 hours. Well, I suppose I fell asleep about 4 hours later. Because I laid down at, like, 7. But then didn't fall asleep until almost 8, so... And I know it took me a while to fall asleep, because I had... Oh, there she is. Okay, she was just down here. Heard you have, make a Sarah skull. One of those for a long time. Sure, keep ruining your house. And then you'll not want to give them up. I have a delivery for you. Delivery! Delivery for the little mouse with the skull? Hey, this must be the thing I lent to Pinky. She'd take forever to return it to me, but it was nice for her to... I thought she'd take forever to return it to me, but it was nice for her to send it back all wrapped up. Thanks for taking the time to return it, and to give you something for your trouble. We get a shirt. It's a Pico. Hope you like it. I'd like to think it's pretty cool. I kind of know what a peacoat is, but I also kind of don't, so what is that? Oh, it's one of these. Alright. Yeah, I can wear that. I'll stop being the 6'7" guy for a little bit. But yeah, I will, like, on the topic of, like, centralized online education kind of thing. I'm honestly in the camp of the internet as a whole should not be centralized the way it is. It just shouldn't be. Like, the fact that, like, one service can go down and a quarter of the internet stops functioning is a problem. Because, like, even if you don't overly see that as a problem in of itself, let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say you're a black hat hacker. The kind of, you're a bad guy hacker. And then you discover, hey, knocking this one service down can kind of just ransom everybody. They're going to be heavily invested in just paying a ransom to get their service back. So then you're going to attack, you're going to purposefully target them. You're just going to start targeting them with your attacks because why wouldn't you? You know? Oh, I have 3 gold nuggets. May as well go get that started. Like, everything being centralized makes it more vulnerable to cyber attacks, which is a problem. Like, I feel like I shouldn't even really need to explain that, but I know for some people I kind of do, because, say, the big anti-DDoS group, Cloudflare, I think it is? That might be an antivirus. I don't remember. There's so many with similar names. Wait, I want to sell these. But, like, if they themselves got hit, like, that would be, like, probably closer to 3/4 of the internet would cease to function because all of their DDoS protections would cease to function and just be coming back with basically is DDoS attack don't let in. And that would go as far as your bank, your, social medias, Discord wouldn't work, YouTube wouldn't work, like basically everything you do on the internet would stop working the moment they lose their service. And it doesn't even have to be like an attack. It could literally be a freak earthquake happens and destroys their server room. Well, now everything's down for probably months. All because everything is heavily centralized. Like, that's my problem with this centralization, is like, an employee on a smoke break throws their cigarette in the wrong spot and it catches fire and burns their server building to the ground. Well, goodbye services for a while. Like, it's very much just one of those things where the risk greatly outweighs the benefit. And I mean, like, a lot of modern antiviruses heavily rely upon the cloud, and that in of itself makes antiviruses vulnerable. Because now, if you're developing a virus, one of the first things you're probably going to think about doing is, how can I make this just disconnect the computer from the internet? How can I make that the first step? Because if you can manage that, you've probably gotten around their antivirus, even if you're doing something that is a known attack, but is only detected via the cloud. Because you need to be able to connect to the internet to gain access to that. Say, Mayor Steven, I got this great idea the other day. How about funding a brand new geyser, make our awesome town even awesomer? Got the idea from a TV show, but I think people will love it, and you'll be crazy popular. Can't wait to tell Isabel about it, so keep it in mind for your next public works project or whatever. I mean, it's not really how geysers work. They're natural things. You can't just make them, but, Paula, I'm sure you can make it happen. I don't want to doubt you. I don't know why I'm on such like a just random like security kick. I swear it's probably because I'm back playing Eve, so I'm thinking of risk mitigation and all that stuff more often. Which, man, I've been, as I've made mention, I think yesterday, I've been thoroughly enjoying being back in Eve. It's like, it's such a fun game. Now, it is a fun game for people specifically like me. It's very much one of those games where I actually remember seeing someone complain yesterday about how, the developers, I would say CCP, but they've changed their name, and I can't think of their new name, so I'll just say the developers. Like, the developers have babied down the game and made it so easy these days. And it's like, well, new player retention is still garbage, so clearly they haven't done enough. And honestly, the new newbie region that's coming, which is technically already there, you just can't get into it and the newbie stuff isn't there yet. That'll probably happen after FanFest, which should be happening soon. But that sort of idea is probably just what they should be doing to like all 1.0 systems. Because systems in Eve have a security rating ranging from 1.0 to minus 1.0. Everything below 0 is functionally the same. It used to have major differences, but these days not anywhere near as much. The gap in null-sec systems, which is 0 and lower, null security, 0 security, used to be bigger, but it's not there anymore. Not really. But basically 1.0 to 0.5 is high security / safe space. It's the space where Concord, the in-game police force, will attack anybody who attacks you unlawfully. They take time to arrive, you'll probably still die before they do, but, you know. What they're doing with this new newbie system is it's entirely 1.0 space, which is the worst. It only basically contains Veldspar for ore, it has the worst money-making capabilities, like, it is bad space. But PvP is just turned off. You cannot PvP in those systems. Basically meaning that if you never want to encounter PvP, you can just sit there and eat asteroids all day if you want to. It's not going to be very profitable, but you can do it. Like, and apparently they're going to have some things to, like, try to get people more accustomed to how EVE works before they leave those systems into the main of EVE, which is probably for the best. Like, but, you know, because EVE is not a forgiving game, and that's part of the reason why retention is so bad. Is it isn't a forgiving game at all. When I started, the tutorial was, here's a ship, go frick yourself. Like, that was the tutorial. I was handed my Tech 1 frigate and sent on my way to figure out everything myself. The tutorial has come a long way. But, like, EVE definitely still has a way to go to actually retain players, but maybe it'll get there. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I'm still very sleepy, so I thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Leaf. See you all then.